Wherever Rosie O'Donnell's gone, she's probably eating a leprechaun. She's hero of the day for leaving America if Trump won and relocating to Ireland, where she's still not funny. So many celebs say they're going to do it, but never do. But she does. But does she have any regrets?
I have no regrets. Not a day has gone by that I thought it was the wrong decision. I was welcomed with open arms. I knew after reading Project 2025 that if Trump got in, it was time for me and my non-binary child to leave the...
Gutfeld and Megyn Kelly just took Rosie O'Donnell to the intellectual woodshed without bringing the filter, in a battle of overdone ideas and underdeveloped comebacks. This was not a discussion. Rosie was the main course, and the roast was presented on a silver platter of sarcasm. Gutfeld opened with a barrage of jokes. Rosie brought good confusion, and Megyn delivered receipts. Congratulations if you like turmoil, being petty, and seeing someone being verbally incinerated. Your new favorite train, disaster, has been discovered.
Now. But where are they now? Political. By the way, they never give you the real reason why they're leaving. Like Ellen DeGeneres says she was going to London because of Trump. No, it's because she was a monster and everybody hates her. That's the same thing with Rosie. We know why she's leaving, right? We know why she's leaving. It's literally an ego trip. Once nobody likes you, you just leave.
Once echoing across daily conversation, Rosie O'Donnell's name now seems like a bewildered foghorn, blaring loudly but inexplicably off-key. Consider a professional path that resembles a roller coaster constructed by a group of clowns, complete with abrupt dips, unanticipated turns, and that one person who didn't wear a seatbelt. For you, that's Rosie. Self-importance would have won more gold medals than Michael Phelps if it were an Olympic sport. However, we shouldn't get ahead of ourselves.
Enough with clips from Nicole Wallace and Rachel Maddow. I decided so you had to as well. The following clip from Sex and the City, their latest sequel. I don't know.
I know
lost
what
track.
this is. Oh, no.
I'm sorry, Jashinsky, but it's happening. It's happening.
Oh, no.
For the listening audience, we are about to see Miranda, the character played by Cynthia Nixon, who is so annoying, in bed with a virgin nun played by Rosie O'Donnell. I just threw it all in my mouth. Go ahead, roll it.
Are amazing. Oh, I have never experienced anything like that.
Oh my God. I'm so grossed out, Emily. You have to talk.
When Rosie was the queen of daytime television, she had a look that was a cross between Martha Stewart and I'll shout at you until you cry, with a sprinkling of did she really say that on live television tossed throughout. At the time, viewers couldn't tell whether they were witnessing a full-contact verbal wrestling bout or a chat show. She was more than a program host. Like a prize fighter with too much coffee and too many self-help books, she was verbally attacking.
America couldn't be happier, but like I said, she's our hero of the day for doing what so many others don't have the guts to do. Wow, first Ellen, now Rosie. Makes you what lesbian will leave next.
Rosie then moved her skills elsewhere, like a poor sequel that no one requested. If by talents, you mean the exceptional capacity to turn any platform into a stage for unending indignation, Rosie had an opinion on almost anything, whether it pop culture, politics, or anything else. And with the tact of a bull in a china shop, she didn't hesitate to let it go.
Betrays them. Not disclosing you're in bed with somebody that you have herpes. It's important to disclose before you have interludes that you have the herpes virus. I'm sorry, Exhibit A. Here is Rosie O'Donnell bitching and moaning about her favorite person, Donald Trump. I think this is before she moved. I can't keep track of where.
Megyn Kelly and Gutfeld enter. Two witty TV personalities who have mastered the art of dismantling inflated egos one caustic jab at a time thanks to their unique appeal and love of sarcastic repartee. It's like witnessing a well-tuned machine disassemble a rusting, large appliance as you watch them unload on Rosie. Unavoidable, fulfilling, and somewhat therapeutic. Rosie's political analysis. It's a rich vein indeed.
Out later and told the world she has Donald Trump inflicted herpes from stress. And I wonder, Anna, whether really there was a legal obligation there for her to disclose that to the character Miranda.
I have to say she seems to be in a lot worse condition, Rachel Maddow and Nicole Wallace, in terms of fighting fascism or whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't even have a response to that.
No, you
I don't think
can't. It's
anybody
stomach
wants to
turn.
see it.
It's too
Like
upsetting.
Anybody wanted to
Donald
see
Trump
that.
would never inflict herpes on Rosie O'Donnell. I think he's made that very clear.
She often attempts to embody the spirit of political action, but ultimately, she becomes more like a bewildered visitor in a city she hardly comprehends. She fights adversaries like their worst enemies in those online battlegrounds, yet she often comes off as the Twitter equivalent of a baby who has just lost their ice cream cone. She is more of an angry Catwoman, shouting into space on social media than she is an active participant in conversations.
That she seems miserable. It doesn't really matter where she goes. Like, she's trying to get away from whatever is inside her, because I looked at her like, wow, she has changed.
She's changed, but she's also the same. But I love that she did herself, because she's so upset about the illegals being deported. So she deported herself. Good for her. But I don't know if she really did her homework, because Ireland's a ton of illegals.
Yeah.
In fact, Ireland and the United States are actually right up there. England's not doing much better. So it's generous, and Rosie O'Donnell, I guess, are where they'd be. But I love that they actually did go forward.
She also has a tendency to include everyone in her drama. Rosie has a talent for transforming little arguments into grand tales of treachery and victimization, whether they include former friends, famous people, or the entire public. Under the layers of loud clothing and louder ideas, Rosie is simply a disgruntled lady trying frantically to stay relevant, despite her attempts to pass as some kind of cultural prophet.
My God. I'm so grossed out. You have to talk. I can't.
You're grossed out, but you're not sorry. Just forced us.
Why should I be the only one who suffers? You all have to suffer. We're in it together.
I guess I saw it trending, and I was like, I can't click on this. I can't. And you know what? Actually, I think by watching it, it's such an example of how bad the writing is on that show. Like the writing on some of the shows, it's like they put it into like aggressive chat GPT and up with just like the worst dialogue.
It's like seeing a well-built sandcastle crumble under the weight of reality as Greg and Megyn tear her apart. And seeing it is strangely pleasurable. The story of Rosie O'Donnell's career serves as a warning. If you persist on alienating everyone around you with a combination of self-righteousness and unpredictable conduct, talent alone won't get you very far. She has succeeded in transforming what might have been a lucrative media career into a series of public outbursts that are too extravagant even for reality TV. Furthermore, Rose's latest efforts at political commentary come off more as a conspiracy theory fanatic on a caffeine binge than as well-informed ideas.
Made that very clear.
Since Eliana refuses to play Emily, I've got another soundbite for you.
I didn't even know Sex in the City was on the air. I saw it when
It's happening. You have to react live to the herpes. I'm sorry.
I was like, oh, you know what? The culture stuff, that's Emily Ballywick anyway.
Here we go. Here we go. Here's another beauty. This is Rosie in another scene singing to Miranda. Enjoy.
Because I knew, because I knew, I have been changed for good. That's from Wicked.
I take yours.
With the delicacy of a child tossing spaghetti at the wall in the hopes that something may stay, she makes charges. Most of it simply falls off. Spoiler alert. She's too proud to clean up the mess she's left behind. Greg and Megyn provide a different image, even if Rosie may consider herself the champion of humanity. A lady is seen yelling into a chasm while confined in her own echo chamber, asking why no one is applauding. Rosie isn't the only thing they're taking down.
In the U.S. for Ireland in the wake of Trump's victory, and the president is responding. Watch it. Wow, hardest hit, not even knowing who she is. That one's got hurt. But she did prove that deportation can work, right?
Yeah, they'll find out soon enough who gets her and eats them out of house and home. You know, I idea, and I'm going to give it to Fox Nation because that's the kind of person I am. You know the VH specials, Where Are They Now?
Yeah.
They need to do Where Are They Now for political moments. The legendary debate, Trump, Megyn Kelly, Rosie O. Where are they? So you have like where did they, like one catapulted to the presidency, one went to and then to podcast stardom, and the other one went to the land of the.
It's a master lesson in how to destroy someone who has spent years establishing their reputation on entitlement and indignation. If anything, Rosie's legacy is a lesson on how not to deal with celebrity. Her social media meltdowns, political mishaps, and extravagant daytime diva days make her a living warning sign that says, "Don't take yourself too seriously, or this is where you'll end up." The kind of roast that Greg and Megyn just gave is unmistakable. Most people laugh at you, Rosie, even though you're a legend. Not in conjunction with.
Rosie is so outspoken. Imagine the horror in being a Democrat, like maybe a normal Democrat, like an old, blue dog Democrat, Eliana, and having one of the people associated with your brand out there pointing to some huge growth right underneath her nose, saying it might be a pimple or it's a herpes, and then delivering an update, it's a herpes. I have these, look at my herpes virus. It was called Donald Trump, and then asking us to picture her in bed with a vibrator and Cynthia Nixon. And then why can't we get young men on TV?
After being in the limelight for decades, you would think she would have understood the difference between being vocal and asking others to stop it. Greg's cunning smile and smirk convey the message. You really just said that? And when it comes to revealing the ridiculousness of Rosie's exaggerated antics, Megyn, the queen of subdued but lethal sarcasm, is a formidable team. If, in a crazy world, she is the final defender of justice and the truth. When you look closer, however, it's mostly simply a smoke cover for women who are frantically trying to stay relevant by having tantrums that are louder than any reality TV breakdown. Seeing a kid act as if the sky is collapsing because her favorite toy was taken away is like that. Public attention is the toy in this instance, however. Rosie may keep shouting into the online void, but know that Greg and Megyn are in a studio somewhere, preparing the next scathing tongue attack, reminding us all that sometimes the only sensible way to deal with the turmoil of celebrities is to be sarcastic. Because everyone likes to make fun of Rosie O'Donnell, who may be the celebrity no one asked for in the world of media meltdowns. We wouldn't have it any other way, to be honest.